Okay, so we're looking at the review for Chapter 6. This is sections 6.1 through 6.3 in Algebra 2, and it also includes 6.5. There's going to be a number of videos. I'm going to chop this into pieces so you can be specifically looking for the problems that you're having trouble with. Okay, in this first one, we're supposed to write the polynomial in standard form, and that's already done. You may notice here that, well, I color-coded the like terms. So you want the highest exponent first, which is the x squared part, and that's all the light green ones there. And then these two pink ones here, when you combine them, you get negative 4x. And the constant should always go at the back, so that 7 that doesn't have anything to join with, it has to go in the back. Now the next thing they want us to do here is to classify it by degree. And so if you look at this, there's an x squared in it that makes it quadratic. So let's classify it as quadratic. And then the next thing you want to do is figure out how many terms there are here. It's maybe the easiest thing to do is to divide, chop the thing up with each plus or minus sign starting a new term. And you can see hopefully that there's 3 terms here, which makes it a trinomial. Okay, another example of this. I've got the distributing done so far, and we're going to have to combine our like terms here. So I'm going to start with the ones with highest exponent. 5x squared minus 6x squared would be negative 1x squared. And then you're going to put down the other ones in the correct order. So plus 7x goes next, and your constant always takes up the last station there. So there it is. That's the standard form version. And if you look at this, it's got a highest power is an x squared. That represents 2 variables, x times x, multiplied by each other. So with that in mind, we're dealing with a quadratic. And once you got that out of the way, you got to figure out how many terms there are. I'm going to circle them this time. The first term is right there. And the second term is at positive 7x. And then there's the 8 at the back. So this one has 3 terms. It's also a trinomial. Down below here, if you want to pause the video, I have the rest of the possibilities. So the first one here represents how to classify it by degree, and you use the words constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, quartic, and quintic. And then if you want to classify it by number of terms, that's either monomial, binomial, or trinomial. Now there might be more, in other words, higher powers and higher number of exponents. And you just get generic on it. So if you needed more higher degrees, you would say, for instance, a polynomial of degree 6. That's the next one past quintic. And on the other side, if you want to go past trinomial, you have to say a polynomial with 4 terms or 5 terms or 6 terms. So it really does get